Yellowjackets season 3, episode 6. We have to talk about it because this was a wild episode. Some things I got issues with, but we're going to get into all that. Let's start off with the adult storyline. You know what I'm saying? Shauna comes home, tells Jeff that Lottie has died, and this leads to Callie finding out. And instead of her blaming Shauna for this, which that's what I thought she was going to do. I thought she was going to react in a negative way, but instead she says, "I think I fucked up," and proceeds to give Shauna the tape that was given to her. Now she has to kind of figure out how to play this tape, but before they can do all of that, Shauna says, "Look, we need to get out of here because I feel like with all these weird events happening, somebody is targeting us, so let's just kind of leave the house." Meanwhile, you still have Misty doing her detective things and reaching out to a friend to see if she can figure out the DNA that she took off of Lottie's fingernails and stuff like that. And Shauna gives Van a call because she knows she is good with having some of this old technology and stuff like that. I forget exactly what she called it, but interestingly enough, right, Van kind of starts to talk to Thaisa like, "Yo, like, what is going on with you? Like, Lottie is dead. This is not normal." And Thaisa starts to react in a interesting way to make it seem like, you know, she's doing all of this to kind of cope with the fact that she's dead. But then she says something like she overheard Van and Shauna talking, and this kind of freaks out Van. And I was just like, yeah, that was a really interesting tease, because a lot of people have been thinking that this has been evil Ty the whole time. And as the episode goes along, there's more evidence to confirm this, because when Van finds the thing that she's looking for, the tape recorder, oddly enough, there was a ring on this like phone that wasn't hooked up at all, and you can hear this distorted voice like it was Ty. And lo and behold, and Ty kind of pops up right behind her. Then, while we see Misty kind of still doing her investigation work and, you know, trying to avoid Walter, but still gets some assistance from Walter, Lisa gets brought back up. And this is interesting. We're going to get into that. But then we finally see Shauna and Van and Thaisa. They listen to the tape, but we can only hear brief sounds like just of them yelling and whatnot, which is interesting. And Shauna kind of abruptly leaves because she sees Callie's cell phone, and she confronts her about this, like, "You were recording our conversations and stuff," not knowing that she should have completely deleted the file. Callie was able to get that back, and I feel like this whole episode, as far as adult Shauna, is really looking out for her family. And maybe, I don't know if something's gonna happen to Callie, but I definitely think something could possibly happen to Jeff. So now with this whole conversation and this back and forth with Misty and Lisa, I'm pretty sure that, I hope that's her name. If not, somebody can correct me. She is the last one to see Ty and Lottie together, so this is kind of confirming that maybe evil Ty had something to do with Lottie's death. And then we see the creepiest shit ever, where Ty wakes up out her sleep, like, asking Van for help, like, "Help me, please, please," and then all of a sudden it switches back over to evil Ty, and she calmly just goes right back to sleep. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. And I have a prediction. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, because originally in the beginning of this season, I thought that they could still kill off Van, but now I'm thinking it's going to be the other way around, where Van is going to be put in a situation where she's going to have to get rid of Thaisa. This evil side of her is not going to go anywhere. It's a part of her, so I could definitely see that, and I do appreciate them killing off more characters. Now, switching things over to the wilderness. And shit gets crazy because this episode is really focusing on Coach Ben and him just being completely done with everything. He's not eating. He doesn't want to live anymore. He's just begging people, mostly Nat, to kill him. Just put him out of his suffering, and he's just not eating. He's letting food go bad. It's rancid, and even Misty is feeling some type of way. On the other side of things, Aquila went back into the cave. I don't know why they're going back into that fucking cave, and we see the most goofiest shit. This fucking weird ass bear with a third eye. I don't know what to do with that. I honestly don't. I don't know whether to be terrified or laugh. I just think it's kind of goofy. But then it gets to the point, a breaking point for Nat, where she's like, I gotta put Coach out of his misery. And this was genuinely a very sad ending for Ben's character, because Ben has been carrying the season for 6 episodes as far as the wilderness stories goes, and just seeing her reaction as she comes out. She stayed there overnight and obviously is in shock, covered in blood, and Misty is just devastated, gives her like her final moments with Ben, even gives Ben a kiss. And this is where Nat just completely loses her leadership role, and Shauna is now promoted to leader. And so now Natalie has to prepare Coach because they're getting ready to feast on him. And so as she is preparing Ben, you have Shauna giving her some tips, and people are just really upset with Natalie at this point. And so we get towards the end of the episode, and we see everybody's just feasting on Ben. Even Misty's enjoying it a little bit too much. She's enjoying that meat too much. Then all of a sudden, Lottie starts to kind of hear something, and there's like this distortion effect on the actual screen. It's just like, is this real? And everybody starts screaming, and the wilderness starts making weird noises. But here's the crazy thing. We see 2 hikers approach them, and everybody just stops. And one of the hikers sees the decapitated head there. He says, what the fuck? Because I'm like that. I had the same reaction that he did. So you mean to tell me that there's hikers out here, so they are closer to civilization than they initially thought. But what will they do now? Because they obviously have killed somebody, so they're going to have to probably kill these hikers. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode. This shit was wild. Rest in peace, Coach Ben. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.